Okay, so the way this works is that this control lever here, which controls the way that fuel runs from your gas tank down into your carburetor here. The carburetor is right here, I'm touching right here. Is that there is a normal position, which is to the left. There is a prime position, which is to the bottom. And there is a reserve option, which is the one that's over on this side here. If you flip it over there, that's on reserve. Both the normal position you have it in on and reserve only let fuel go into the carburetor when the engine is turned on. So the way you drain the system is that you let it run, and then after you've let it run and let the STA-BIL kind of go through the system, then you have to drain the excess fuel that is, which is in here, which I think is what's called the float bowl. And to drain that fuel, there's a little drain line you can see here. But the way it works is that this is the back of the carburetor here. And there's a little screw that's in there. And that screw that prevents excess, gasoline, prevents the gasoline from going down into this drain line. So what you do is you remove the drain line so it's poking out. And then I just have a little pan there, okay? And I'm going to try to do this with my phone, do it properly. But what you do is, after you've let the STA-BIL run through you put the STA-BIL in, you let it run for a little bit, you let it run through, then you go and you unscrew, you loosen this screw here, like that, and that lets the excess fuel that's in the carburetor drain out. Because if you leave fuel in your fuel tank for over, say, a month or so, that fuel that's in that carburetor turns into like a varnish almost. Parts of it evaporate, parts of it don't, and it's destructive to the engine. So that's just going to remove the excess fuel that's in the carburetor. You can actually leave that open if you remember to close it then when you start it again. But that should be almost done. I'm just going to make sure that's completely opened there. Not much more will come out. And it should be almost all done. Because, of course, right? Okay, so that's done, right? Just rain a little bit, okay? Because, like I said, that setting on your fuel tank, only lets, unless it's in this prime position, the setting on the fuel tank only lets fuel go from the tank to the carburetor when the engine is turned on. When the engine is not turned on, there is no vacuum being generated, which causes that to happen. So that is how to drain the float bowl on your motorcycle so you can store it properly in the winter.